Jehovah's words to his angel ambassador, given in the 33rd year of the COMMUNAL era. Halito, Asio, Namaste, and Shalom. Peace to the family. It's your boy COMMUNAL Cal, right back at it. Creator gang gang. How? As you see, we coming with it steady. Ready. Just bringing more light. Let's see who in the house real quick. On the lookout. Shalom, dearly beloved. That's right. Ray in the house. One love. So, the doctor says, I got a lot of change this month. That's right. We in the time of chaos. In the time of taking away. In the time of disease. Epidemic. Yes, things are always changing and moving. Progressive. Go to the doctor. There's only two ways this can go. You are on the incline. You are in the decline. Creators say there are only two types of people in this world. Those who are on the incline and those in the declination. Change is a constant. Peace and blessings to you. Go to the doctor. Honor and humility. STL. King Malachi. Peace to the righteous God. Just found out that 1,000-year reign of Christ already happened. Did it. So where's the crack in the sky? Where's the 144,000 people left? Where's the guy with the name across his head and his eye that no one knows? The guy who says he's coming to bring sword, not peace, war. Faith is the one creator. All person. The order mind. Quit. He whose names makes up the sounds of the wind. Coming again. Right. We're gonna give it a little volume on this thing real quick. That's right, COMMUNAL back in from the nebula, man, checking back in. This is the Jehovah Chronicles, lesson 20, communal living. This was actually supposed to be a different build. I had a different build for today. Selah Shalom in the house. Tasman in the house. The mighty midget from Brooklyn. She brew in the house, set apart, living. My Umi says, shine your light on the world. Roger Washington on the house. He's in the house. He's on the house. Bless up. Kila, Kevin Sears, my brother from another mother, but we all got the same father. That's right. Today was going to be a build about 3, or actually 2 men, and an amalgamation of these 2 men. Today's build was supposed to encompass Yeshua, the Messiah, Yeshua, born of Nazarene stock. And we was going to compare his life to the life of the biblical Jesus. But then we was going to compare it also with another man's life who we seem to have pulled inspiration from for the creation of the story about the man named Jesus, given to us in the biblical narrative by the God Christ, aka who among 1/3 of the triune gods. We was gonna get at that story up today. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Hold on, let me turn it up so you can rock just for a second. I'll be right back, y'all. Just rock with me. Cosmine. Back at it like I left some. As I was saying, this was going to be a build between the lives of Jesus, Yeshua, and Apollonius of Tyana. Showing you the made-up life of the Aisu, the Aisu, Jesus in the biblical narrative in the Council of Nicaea, 326 AD, under Constantine, inspired by the angelic host of the false Christ, Luamon. We was gonna get into that, but something been on my mind all day. Earlier, peeping through the chat, shout out to the Creator gang in the house. Peace to all the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. Oh, y'all want to move your feet just a little bit? Come on, Cosmine. You still? Hey, you still? Hey. Now we back out of recreation. Gonna get to it real quick. Peace to everybody who's coming out supporting. Sub, like, share. Hit your YouTube pages. Hit your Facebook pages. Hit your IGs. Hit your TikToks. Share, like, and subscribe. So, as I was saying, I was going to do the build on Jesus, Yeshua, and Apollonius of Tyana. But I was at my family reunion, a Quinn Road reunion. Shout out to everybody who came out to the Quinn Road reunion. We was kicking it with family all day, having a great time, seeing those we haven't seen in years. Shout out to Cher Bear in the house. You dig what I'm talking about? And spreading love, seeing those faces you haven't seen in a long time. Got to see some people. Came home, got a good meal in. Listen to the brothers, Malachi in the morning. Listen to Selah Shalom at night. Honestly, I find it hard to listen to all that BS. Once you understand and know truth and live into your highest light, it's hard to listen to somebody BS you. And you know they BSing you. So this is Jehovah Chronicles lesson 20, communal living. As I was going throughout my day, I stopped through into the Creative Gang chat, and the question was being asked. When are we going to go get our own land? When are we going to build Creator's kingdom here? When are we going to start laying the foundation? And why we don't have our own? So the question was eating at me all day. So when I got on here, I thought it important to answer that question. Why don't we have our own land? Are we going to have our own land? But one thing kept overriding my thoughts, and my inspiration went quickly to, as a question being asked, when will we have our own? The first thing that came to mind instantly as a question or as an answer to that question was, have you learned communal living? And when I say communal living, I mean as in the ways of our ancient ancestors. Have you learned to found, or what it takes to found, the Creator's, Jehovah's kingdom on earth? Have you put into practice the things that were taught by our ancient ancestors? Do you live communally like the Essenes and the Nazarenes? Have you learned how to prepare to? Do you know the key to understanding the kingdom on earth of Jehovih, the Creator? I want to share my screen with you first. We want to get a basis in understanding, right? What better than the Mosaic Law? Let's go one step better then. What about Yeshua reinstating the Mosaic Law with the faithers, the Israelites, the Essenes, the Nazarenes? Those who already lived in the communal lifestyle. Let me go here. Let me go here and share this with y'all. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. We see right here in the book of Esther, chapter 44, right? Not to just keep banging y'all head, but this is so important. Look at verse 4. This is 44 and 4. Let's start at 4. This is the doctrine of Yeshua. This is what he taught. And understand that when he's teaching this, he is reinstating something that had already been around from old. There is over 1,300 years in between the life and time of Yeshua and the life and time of Moses. But here we find Yeshua right here telling you to what? Keep the 10 commandments of Moses. You shall not engage in war nor abet in war. That means the nigga who cooked the pancakes to give the warriors the energy to go kill some people is just as guilty as the nigga who pulled the trigger. That the colonel, the general, the sergeant, the gunny, the private are all just as guilty. Not to keep banging on it, but here you go. You shall not eat no flesh of any animal, fish. So that means the so-called story of Yeshua coming back eating fish after he was dead is false. Because the real Yeshua in his real life taught the commandments of Moses. He's here reinstating them. Look at here. This is Esther 44 and 4. You shall eat no flesh of any animal, fish, bird, fowl, or creeping thing that Jehovah, the Creator, created alive. But this is what I wanted to get to. (44 and 5). You shall dwell in families, communities. Look at that. Let me see if I can highlight that. You shall dwell in families, communities, in the manner of the who? So, when you ask the question, and I'm not pointing at nobody, I'm not picking on nobody, right? I'm not picking on nobody. Maybe I can show that a little bigger. Let me get a better. Let me get a better. But for right now, we're going to keep building. Ezra 44:5 says, you shall dwell in families or communities in the manner of the ancient Israelites who held all things in common. You shall have no king or queen, nor bow down and worship to any except your creator. So here we find Moses bringing the law of Jehovah and it being reinstated over 1,000 years later by Yeshua, finding that in that time, not only did the Israelites and the people of the Creator who from Persia and the Middle East and Africa did not engage in war, they didn't eat flesh of any kind. But most importantly, and to direct to the question being asked today and shown today, communal living, he says, you shall dwell in communities in the manner of the ancient Israelites who held all things in common. So, in communities, we must look up the definition. We want to get a good understanding of what we're talking about. As a noun, a community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common, right? It also goes on to say a group of people living together in one place, especially one practicing common ownership, right? A particular area or place considered together with its inhabitants, huh? But we also know that community is a two-part word of communal and unity. Let's look up communal. An adjective meaning shared by all members of a community or for common use. Similar and shared and joint. Common, general, public, a collective, a cooperative. Very key word here. Involving the sharing of work. Listen. Involving the sharing of work and property. So the question is, we can buy the property, but have you done the work? Do you even know how to build Jehovah's kingdom on earth? It's just not about going to get no land. Jehovah's kingdom first before it could be put behind any land or it should be bought or we going out to do all this. You got to get your home in order. If you can't get your mess together, and how you get your mess together? By following the rules and the ways, the law of the Creator of all. Have you done the work? Let's look at the definition of unity. In the state of being united, communal, for everyone. Being united or joined as a whole, the state of forming a complete and pleasing whole. Have you done the work in forming a complete and pleasing whole of yourself? Before you can spread that care and communal love to others, have you given it to those who are in your arm's reach? Let's go back to the book of Ezra. You shall dwell in families and communities in the manner of the ancients who held all things in common. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Have you learned that? And do to your fellow man as you would have him do to you. Have you learned? Have you learned that you shall return good for evil and pity those who sin? It has been said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, but I say return good for evil. Have you learned? Have you put in the work to learn to return good for evil? I'm not even here yet, 44 and 11, and if a man hits you on one cheek, turn the other to him also. I ain't even here yet. I'm not there yet. Now, I've taken blows, and I'm not talking about nobody actually slapping me in my face. As a matter of fact, it would have been easier for a man to slap me in my face than to take some of these knives that have been slid in my back. I could have took that easier, shook that off, and then I'd have probably did something. But have you learned this? That if a man hits you in one cheek, turn the other to him also. I haven't got there yet, but I've been through situations where it was much worse than a slap, much more humiliating than a slap. And I didn't do nothing, so I'm working on myself. But am I to the point that a man could slap me and nothing comes in return? No. But also I am in the COMMUNAL era. I am in the era of great physicality and great spirituality. And there is a balance. And for every choice and for every seed sowed, a harvest must be reaped. So there is consequence that comes with free will and the ability to strike another man. So Creator said not to engage in war, not to kill, not to murder. He didn't say, I can't beat your ass. Be careful. Because even as faithers, we not all there. So, and this is another reason why Jehovah's kingdom is just being started. Firstly, because we babes. We babies in this understanding. Even those who got high understanding, and even those who have suis, they are just babies in this revelation today. We the first of the Cosmonian babies, the Coke babies, the children of the COMMUNAL era, born from 1948 to 1981. Of the nigger seed, of the seed of the Aboriginal American stock, to get this. When you did get this communal living, you were called Essene. When you did get this communal living, you were called Nazarene. When you did anciently get this, you were called an Israelite, a faithist. But today, we find ourselves spread across the world, yearning, longing for the oneness and communal living, knowing that my brother got my back. But have you done the work to get your brother's back? Can you imagine living your life doing 90% of work for others, 10% for yourself, And if you can't, or if that's hard to fathom, this is why we don't have our own yet. Let's go. I think I want to get off of this one. I want to show my other screen. I want to share my other screen with you. It's so much easier for y'all to read out there. All right, let's go. To the book of discipline. You ask, why don't we have our own? And I would ask you, have you learned to build it? I'm not trying to dumb down your zealousness or question your love for the Creator. I know what you want. I know what you're seeking. You want to be around your own like-minded people who get it. I get it. But do you have it? Have you learned? Huh? If you haven't or you can't consider, excuse me, doing 90% of good works and abnegation of self for others. This is why, brothers and sisters, we haven't got our own yet. I want to go down here to the book of discipline. Chapter 6. First, let's go to 6. Because remember, Creator told us there is a key to understanding His kingdom here on earth. So I ask you, have you learned? Do you have the discipline? Huh? Did you even know that there was a key to the Father's kingdom? You may be able to perceive that now, but did you know before I told you? But they ask, when are we moving? When are we going to our own land? And I point here. Chapter 6 of the book of discipline. Huh? Oh man, apply yourself to understand the spirit of my discourse where he's telling you, nigga, try your hardest to understand what I'm saying. For in this, what's being dropped in the book of discipline, chapter 6, right? We at verse 1. For in this you shall find the key, right? Because to the Father's kingdom, because he wants you to what? Understand what he's trying to tell you. For in the understanding of what he's about to say is found the key to the Father's kingdom. So they ask, when are we going to have our own? I ask, do you understand communal living? And then I further ask, do you know the key to the foundation of these new kingdoms here on earth? Hold on. I also want to get down into all right. book of discipline of Jehovah and his kingdom on earth. Oh man. These are the rules, right, of the second resurrection. To become an interpreter and worker without written formula. Huh? Are you here yet? Have you learned that whatever gives joy to your fellow and renders peace and goodwill to all shall be called light? That whatever gives sorrow to your fellow or discouragement to others shall be called darkness. Have you learned? To find fault with another or to aggravate to displeasure shall be called darkness. To make another's burden light, to encourage him to strength and happiness shall be called light. Huh? To find fault in another or to aggravate him to displeasure shall be called darkness. But to make another's burden light, to encourage him, to help your brother. Come on, dog. You got 5 more, man. You can do it. Come on. Get up there. Get up there. Let's go. I got you. I got your back. We were almost here. Man, bro, I'm looking at this burger, man. I want to chew on this sandwich. This sandwich tastes so good. And he called you. You say, nah, dog. Hold out, baby. Eat some trail mix. Drink some water. You dig what I'm talking about? You encourage your brother. To be forever complaining about this or that, that should be called darkness. To be forever imparting cheerfulness shall be called light. Have you learned? Now, therefore, whoever becomes a member of my kingdom shall practice light. What are we doing? We're talking about Jehovah and his kingdom on earth and how it applies to yourself. Because what? The giving of light, is the key to the Father's kingdom. Now, therefore, whoever becomes a member of my kingdom, the Creator's kingdom, shall practice light. But whoever practices darkness will depart away from my kingdom of his own accord. You see that? So, also, you must ask your question when you can answer your question right there. I think Jehovah, the Creator, Yahweh, gives you an answer in an answer. He tells you here that those who practice darkness, they will depart away from my kingdom of his own accord. So that means also, and vice versa, that we will depart away from those who practice darkness of our own accord. There's balance to this. We practice light. Look at this. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Let's get the vibes going real quick. right back. As you see, it says right here that whoever will be a member of Jehovah's kingdom on earth shall be practicing light. Y'all see that? And whoever practices darkness will depart away from my kingdom of his own. So that can go vice versa. The kingdom can also depart from them. It's going to come a day. Y'all going to come and realize that good people have got to get away from bad people. We're going to have to separate from the overall drudgeon, dark, low spirits contained within the cities, contained by the world's people, oppressed upon the faiths of the world today. And we're going to have to inherit the clean places, the country, the high places, the mountains, the water sides, the valleys. And the faith is going to make them bloom. We're going to take the deserts, the places they don't want, and we're going to turn them into virtual Edens. But in there, we're going to already know and be practicing what? Light. Because those of darkness will what? Depart away from his kingdom on his own accord. Neither shall you practice darkness upon your fellow, for any shortness he has done. So ain't gonna be no finger pointing, gum bumping. Like my brother say, mealy mouthing. Let him who is not sin cast the first stone. Nor shall you reprove him for error if he make a mistake. Ain't no ass whoopings around here because you made a mistake. Ain't no excommunication because you made a mistake. Like I've heard happens to my Israelite brothers. Many things go against some accord or some law being oppressed upon another man, and they excommunicate these people from the people they've been living around, living with, knowing, loving on for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years sometimes. Nor shall you reprove him for error, nor blame him, nor make yourself an inquisitor over him. Questioning this nigga, picking at him. You dig what I'm talking about? Doing little things to try to prove something. An inquisitor over him, nor assume to be a judge over him. Have you learned? This is why we are not communal living right now. Because you can't blame the man, nor make yourself an inquisitor over him, nor assume to be judge over him. Have you learned? Nor ask him to apologize, nor otherwise seek to make him humble himself before you. Have you learned? First thing somebody do, they mess up, what y'all tell him? Instead of telling him to go make it right, first thing you do is tell him to what? Apologize for his mistake. But he didn't apologize on his own free will. You made him. Our society teaches this, even to our children. You made a mistake, apologize for your mistake. Well, then I ask you, is not experience the greatest teacher? So who are you to tell any man or woman when to apologize when they are learning a lesson? Huh? From the Creator. So it is for a man to come to his own understanding to apologize. No otherwise to seek to make him humble himself before you. This is why you telling him to apologize. Come to me and apologize about shit then. Because you seeking to make him humble himself before you. Have you learned? Nor shall you boast over him because you are wiser or stronger or more expert in anything. For all such inquisition comes of darkness, and shall return upon him who utters it. Huh? Ain't getting away with nothing. In time to come, and this is why. We are just in the pre-stages because our people are babies and we learn. Have you learned that if you utter these inquisitions against another man, they should return upon yourself? Don't matter if you in Jehovah's kingdom, they coming. Instead, you shall discover the good that is in your neighbor and laud him for. For this is the method of raising him higher. Listen. Have you found the key? Do you see the line of light? Huh? Have you learned to stop pointing the finger, trying to make people apologize? Have you learned to say, man, that nigga always, man, he always be thinking, man. Yeah, that's you. And you wondering why Jehovah's kingdom ain't here yet. Huh? You wonder. You wonder. I wanted to get into this. I'm going to go into chapter 7. But I wanted to go into 13 first. Because this is about the types of people. What type of people are coming up? And see, you may be asking about building Jehovah's kingdom here on earth. When you may be yourself not a builder, but a destroyer. You worried about building? Huh? Have you destroyed the old edifice? And many times the old edifice is the belief and dogma that we've been given our whole life. Huh? The things that we believe to be true. Huh? You wondering why? We don't have our own community yet. But have you done the work? Have you prepped the grounds? And when I say the grounds, I mean not only of the earth, prep the grounds for a new foundation. A foundation that can't be shaken. Eradicating old beliefs and replacing them with the highest knowledge, Have you cleared the ground mentally? Have you cleared the ground on the earth? For these grand places. Have you cleared the ground? But have you cleared it spiritually? Are you a builder or a destroyer? Right? Let's get into this. Chapter 13, the book of discipline. Look, one goes about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah. Have you been seeing that lately? I just want to ask a question. I just want to be real. One goes about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah. Since you came into the knowledge of a waspy, how many naysayers, jawjackers, haters, suckers, people of darkness, that have come to you denying the words of Jehovah, even when you may be a newborn into this understanding, a new essaying, a new faithist in this understanding. But since you've come into this understanding, how many people have hated on you for it? How many people have told you you're wrong? Never read it, never even heard the words, oh, I speak together. How many people you know did one simple Google search and now you crazy somehow when they following a nigga who say he God, who turned around and killed himself and committed, because remember they say God and Creator and Jesus, the three in one, and they all one. God, the Word, and Yeshua, they all one. So, in fact, if they are one and three, then either the father had his son killed or the son committed suicide. And this is the guy you want us to follow. Think about it. How can the son be God and then kill himself on the cross? He got himself up there then, if you're saying that. He told himself to get up on the cross. Or either you say the God is separate from the man, and then it is the father killing the son. How many people have hated on you since you came into this knowledge of a wasp? He told you was crazy. But you looking at them like, no, you crazy. Let me get a one in the chat. Let me get a one in the chat. If they ever told you, they've been telling you you was a witch or you was doing something evil. That somehow you, the only person who read it, don't understand it. When they ain't picked it up, they ain't even read the cover. They ain't even read the cover. But somehow you crazy. Hit me with a one in the chat, y'all. How glorious is it that our Creator gave us this truth, and now you be able to see the inspiration, the low drugin, dark, demonic inspiration of those around us just by their words. That's right. I see him coming in. Brown Yogi said, whether diaspora or aboriginal, not to toot our own horn, but we special. The faithist is special. He chosen. Huh? But what makes you chosen? What makes you special? First, you must choose him to become the chosen. I always say this. The faithist is the realest man in the world. The faithist is the realest nigga in the world. It is the misunderstanding of creator that got them niggas thinking we live in some type of matrix or that none of this is real. Oh, it's all too real. Huh? Y'all under the God spell. Make you doubt yourself. Huh? If you don't believe this is real, shoot yourself. Pain ain't real. That corporate ain't real. It's all an illusion. Go ahead and stab yourself then, Tony. Stick yourself, Tony. Then you turn around and tell me, is it real? This is all too real. Then, in that moment, ask yourself, after you bang yourself in the foot, is it my body that's feeling this? Ask, is it the physical part actually feeling this? After enough physical pain, your brain start to hurt. Why? One goes about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah. And in his daring speeches and good logic And his daring speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders in the written words. And he draws the populace along in the style of a gladiator. Yet one such man that has organized a brotherhood for doing good, one of these niggas that do all this, we want Bible. Now we don't want to hear nothing but no, Brother Gino. For as much Jesus as you talk, nigga. You got all your daring speeches. We're in the book of discipline, chapter 13, read. And all is good logic, huh? They fall on errors and blunders like worshiping God or thinking that Jesus, the man, is God. Am I right? Because with all them daring speeches, Creflo, with all them daring speeches, Eddie Long, huh? And good logic. Look, they said the logic was good. He can add 1 + 1. And still fall upon errors and blunders, because wanna know why? It don't matter. If you got all the math in the middle right, you can't expect to end up in the right place if you start in the wrong place. Huh? You can't logically, good logic, you can't logically start in the wrong place. If I told you Cosmon era started in the year 2000, huh? And then I told you 2,000 years before that, Yeshua was born. And if you didn't know, if you didn't know that you're really 174 years late, that Cosmon started in 2022, I told you that, right? And if it started in 2022, wouldn't matter if you applied the arc cycle correctly. Wouldn't matter if you applied the generation correctly, or the old, or the half old. It wouldn't matter if you knew the rankings 0, 11, 33, 66, and 99. It wouldn't matter if you knew the definition of Ajah, Jaya, Nebula, and Ether. You could apply all that correctly, but if you didn't know that the Cosmon era started in 1848, regardless of how you apply the timetables of prophecy, you would always be off. You would always be wrong. Let's get back into it. And its daring speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders in the written words. What did Paul say? What did Peter say in the Nazarene doctrine? That the Creator is not in the words. It's not in the book. The book is dead. These are words written on pieces of paper. The word is dead. The Creator is found in the creation, in the life. So they find in what? Errors and blunders, like thou shalt not kill. And then compare that to slay Amalek utterly. Thou shalt not kill. Compare that to I am the Lord, I am a man of war, and the Lord is my name. Errors and blunders. I shall not kill. Kill the Hivite, the Jebusite, the Perizzite. With all that logic, he finds errors and blunders in the written words. And he draws the populace along. Am I right? In the style of a gladiator. Yet look at this. One such man, as these good preaching ass niggas you see every Saturday and Sunday. As you see in the camps. One such of these, yet one such man that has organized a brotherhood for doing good, right? The world has not found yet. Look at your Creator. Expose him. Owaspia is on another level. For all that good talk they do, they ain't found it one good brother good for doing good yet. The whole world has not found one. Another man goes forth preaching in laudation of heavenly relations, of revelations, and on the glory of Jehovah, right? The errors in his inspiration, he does not heed. The good he treasures. He may draw only a few to him, and his works may seem little, Many people, you dig what I'm talking about? I've even been asked this question. Well, man, till you really like Selah, till you build up your, you know what I mean? I can't stop that. I can't hold that. I can't even think about that. I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I don't have no fake shit in me. But see, because they worried about what's going on instead of doing the work. Huh? They don't know a month ago, I didn't have no followers. And I don't want followers or subscribers, excuse me. I wasn't getting no views. But I am now. And my growth has been organic. I don't do nothing but talk about Creator. So I expect the world not to like me. That's why I don't ask for nothing either. Because I don't want nobody to say, in the end of the day, I helped you build you up. Huh? I did this. No, Creator did this. He inspired you in my direction, possibly. This is why I don't ask for nothing. My people had to make me put the Cash App up for those who are inspired. You dig what I'm talking about? Towards helping the channel grow. You know what I mean? I got some way out ideas, man. Hold on, y'all. Yes, family. We're going to switch the vibe up, man. We're going to vibe for a second. Your boy Cosmon got to go run and handle some business. Just stay right here. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into some of these bangers. Shout out to the homeboy Bugsy on the beat. Another Faith is got the beat cracking. Cosmon. Taking a little break here. 1 second. Bear with me. Let's Right back at it. Cosmonian. Stepping back in from ooze. You dig what I'm talking about? Told you it's the family weekend. Family love the kid. Dig what I'm talking about? Let's see who in the house. She Brew. Bronze Yoke. My dude. The brother Sadak. Kevin Sears. Tikva. Jamia Brown Curry. With the brother. Okay, one thing. I got to give it to them boys over there at Scoring Black Man. Shout out to Hilltop. Shout out to Don Yehuda. Shout out to the brother Sadat. This gave me encouragement dealing with them brothers, man, because you know, it's sad a lot of times when you see our people stuck, in something that's not benefiting them. And even though he had been in this life and this understanding, I'm talking about the brothers of God, he knew something was missing. And he was searching. And he loved this creator so much, he wouldn't stop. He didn't care if it came through a white man. He didn't care. If it was wrote in the 1800s, he didn't care. Long as it had Jehovah in it, long as it had his people in it, in the best interest of the world, he was willing to at least look. See, what we as faithers already know and understand is the glory hidden in the information, which is all truth that's being dropped in Owaski. So when people who are inspired to seek and know and learn get a whiff of this Owaski, they're never the same. You're never the same after this. Owaski is the coldest. There ain't a book there ain't 10 books in the world that can hold a light to Owaski, God, not a candle. This thing cold as polar bear toe. I'm trying to tell you, it's ice cold. How cold? Ice cold. I'm trying to tell you. You dig what I'm talking about? What the sister say, wipe me down. Huh? Not sorry, Yahoo 777, peace. Global purpose, peace. Shout them brothers over there, man. They was willing to look. They wasn't scary. They wasn't cowardly. They wasn't so prejudiced that they wouldn't even read it. They weren't so lost or in such levels of darkness that they couldn't hear the creator calling out their name. Shout to the Scoring Black Man podcast, man. Give it up for them brothers. I wish I had a clap button. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to them brothers, man, for being fearless, not being stuck, realizing that there is a box and you may just be bound in it. This is the Jehovah Chronicles 20, man. We balancing all balances, checking all checks. You dig what I'm talking about? Got to show you. Because you know what happens next with the butterfly vortex. Let's get big real quick. Another man goes forth preaching and in laudation, right? This is the, the Book of Divinity. Let me make sure. Book of Discipline, Book of Discipline. Let's get a little volume on this thing. Another man goes forth preaching in laudation of heavenly revelation and on the glory of Jehovah. The errors in his inspiration he does not heed. The good he treasures. He may draw only a few to him, and his work may seem little, right? The work seem little right now. They say, oh man, he can't be, man, I'll be doper than Ceylon. I have more songs than Malachi, but I wasn't never inspired to put it on YouTube or to share my information like this. Huh? It's a whole nother thing to have Cosmon. You did what I'm talking about, sitting here, talking to you online, but trust me, it's a whole nother thing for me to be in your face. I'm like Yeshua, a severe preacher, huh? A severe teacher. I call it just how it is, cut and dry. But in time, what? Man, he just trying to be like whoop-de-whoop and yop-de-yop and whoop-whoop-whoop-whoop-whoop. No. How my inspiration comes is how it comes. But in time, to come, his work becomes mighty. What? When you do the work for Jah, you can't lose. When you do that good work, raising up others, raising up the Judah, raising up your family around them, huh? Giving them this good news. Huh? The good news is that they was lying about the old news. The good revelation is that there is a new revelation. The ancient was perfect for his time, just like we are perfect for our time, huh? But in time to come, his work becomes mighty over the whole world. He organizes his people in love and fellowship, huh? Builders and destroyers. Which one are you? Huh? Are you clearing the path? Or are you laying the path? You ask why? When are we going to get our own? Huh? But have you learned? The latter is a builder. This guy. Huh? Why is he a builder? He organizes his people in love and fellowship. And in laudation of heavenly relations and on the glory of the Creator. Huh? He's a builder on Jehovah's edifice. Look at it. Where are you? And when I say builder and destroyer, I'm not saying good and bad. Destroyers are necessary. Huh? When they knocked down the Twin Towers, right? As much as you had wanted to, you couldn't have built the building over it had not a destroyer came and cleaned away what? The edifice. The old edifice. You couldn't have built the new towers on top of the old edifice. It must be destroyed and cleared away. Huh? Look at the Creator clearing it up. Let these two examples in creation stand before you. Real things, objective. This ain't spiritual. This is how you get spiritual. Let these two examples in real life stand before you. And when the speech of the vain man is directed against heavenly revelation, saying, this is not of God, this is not of Jehovah, or this is not of the angels. Don't they always say that about OISP? Huh? When in fact it is their book, their revelation, which is not of true God, which is not of Creator, which is not of the angelic hosts, huh? Of the Most High. Ain't it funny how those who don't always talk about those who do? I'd rather be a doer, a builder on Jehovah's edifice. Huh? Let these two examples stand before you, and when the speech of the vain man is directed against heavenly revelation, saying, this is not of God, this is not of Jehovah, or this is not of the angels, know then that this man is not a builder. Have you began? Huh? You asking when we have you. This is the power of OISP. It's all on you. He say, when the nigga say, man, this ain't a God, nigga, y'all niggas with me, y'all ain't know what how are you at? You niggas bump, meow, 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 meow. When they get to meowing, no, then it don't say believe, it say no. That this man is not a builder, huh? But when a man says all things are of the Creator, Jehovah, either directly or indirectly, whatever is good in them is my delight. Know that this man, who? Cosmon Cal, know that this man, who? Selah Shalom, know that this man, who? Malachi Maccabee is a builder. Huh? Point out one time any of us on any channel, anytime, ever told you something demonic, something evil, something against the law of the Most High. Show us one time where we told you to kill something or to eat a sandwich. Huh? No. Why you hate it is because we telling you got to do something to save yourself, you lazy ass nigga. That's why you don't like OISP. Because you got to do something yourself. Ain't no man coming out the sky to save you. Fuck you. You ain't doing for the people. So why would he want you? Out of all people. You don't even love Jehovah. Huh? But when a man says all things are of the Creator, what? Either directly or indirectly, whatever it is good in them is my delight. Know that this man is a builder. Have you learned? Did you know? To strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it. This is why they don't want to watch me. You can't pawn it off on Eve no more. You can't pawn it off on woman. No. You made yourself what you are. You constituted yourself of what you chose. It is not God's fault, and can't nobody save you. You must save you. This is why they hate old wasp. Because they too lazy to get off their spiritual ass. They so earthly useless, they spiritually useless. They so spiritually low, they physically useless. Get right with your creator, come back home. Do good works for others. Stop eating sandwiches. That's it. You niggas make it harder than it gotta be. What you gotta do, Cosmon? Just strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it. Not talk about it. This is, what it say? This is excellent discipline. We got an old saying here, don't talk me to death, show me. We got a whole state called the Show Me State. Huh? Shout out to Missouri. Huh? Show me. That is excellent discipline. To try to comprehend the best I can do in every situation and do that. That is a real nigga. That is why I keep telling you, the faithists is the realest niggas in the world. Get it? Because every time you get in a situation, guess what you do? Irregardless, down in the death, you do right. And you don't talk about doing right. Oh, yeah, you did what I'm talking about. We rag till the wheels fall off. As soon as you get behind there with the police, man, it was Johnny in there, man. I told them niggas not to even go over there. Where y'all go? My little red house. You see it every day. To strive continually to comprehend the right. Not only in your speech, not in your everyday movements. And not just talk about it, not just think about it. Do that. That is discipline. That is a faithist. That is a real nigga. Take it how you want to. I'ma give it to you cut and dry. Jehovah should have never gave it to a real street nigga. Huh? If you don't want me to tell you, get off my damn page. I only want to deal with the people who willing to do the work. We ain't got it yet because we ain't did the work yet. But first, before the work is done, have you learned? It don't matter what we do. Have you learned? It don't matter what we do. If Creator ain't the head, the first, the one, the all, the leader, the concept, the construct, whatever we do will fail. Have you learned? Have you done the work? This is why we ain't got it. Until everybody got it. Communal living. Ain't no high, ain't no low over here. And we ain't asking nobody for nothing. What we got coming, we got coming. We ain't asking you for it. We ain't gonna beg you. We ain't gonna take the ass whooping and then beg for something. Y'all got down on me too long. And see, we know how to beat white supremacy, don't we? Huh, Faithers? Oh, yeah. We know how to beat it. It's right here. Huh? Well, you say a lot of them are so spiritual they don't think eating garbage has anything to do with their beliefs. Huh? Yeah. Blind. Blind. You're blind, baby. You're blind to the facts. To be capable of judging the right and to ever practice it within a fraternity. What's a fraternity? A brotherhood. What's a brotherhood? A gang. A gang that does what? Or has the ability of judging what? The right. And to ever practice it within a fraternity, within a communal understanding. Huh? To have a crew of niggas to do the right thing. That's a gang. Creator gang. It's just about what you doing that make you negative or positive. Don't fall into the words of these suckers. We had a female out here who went on there and told us she don't understand hip hop. She don't understand knowledge and motion. That means she reading out of Owaspi but don't understand creator. And it made very good sense when she start throwing up rap lyrics talking about gang and she don't know what gang mean. Gang mean brotherhood. Just like legion doesn't mean a bunch of evil angels. It just means in a large number. Because even the creator got legions of high-raised good angels. But they apply legion demonically. The same way she of low inspiration is applying gang. When gang means gods and Nirvanian goddesses. Shout out to the God, the Nazarene God himself, Yaso Fit, for coming with that hip hop, that knowledge in motion and practice. This is understanding in practice. This is a communal understanding. Here we go. Right? To be capable of judging right and to ever practice it within a fraternity, this is godliness. Look, niggas. Look. Have you learned that this is godliness? To act in this fashion, to be able to have the capability of judging right from the wrong thing to do and to practice doing right within a fraternity or a group or a gang, a brotherhood. To do that and to move that way is godliness. In the day you judge yourself as with the eye of your creator, you are like one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. Look at this. In the day you judge yourself as with the eye of the creator, when you look at yourself and start judging yourself, how you believe the creator judge you, you are like one about to start a long journey to a delightful country. Look at your father. In the day you have rendered judgment against yourself for not practicing your highest light, you are like one departed from a coast, breakers, toward mid-ocean, like one turned from mortality toward Jehovih, like one turned from imperishable things toward the ever-eternal, the Almighty. And when you have joined with others, look, you ask why. in a fraternity to do what? These things. To be a builder, to give light. Huh? Then you have begun the second resurrection. In that alone, when you start acting like you in the second resurrection here on earth, the second resurrection is actually set up in the heavens for you. So you and your crew, when you get to the heavens, even though we progress and at the same time, we gonna all progress at the same time. I mean, we don't all progress at the same time. We are going to progress. It ain't gonna be no high, no low. And until every one of them hit that 99 spirit rate, we all gonna stay on the first resurrection. Huh? But because we are already in fraternity, upon death, we are going to be taken by the angels of the second resurrection to a higher heaven. Taught the lessons of the first and the second resurrection, while in the second resurrection, as to being taught the lessons of the first resurrection in the first resurrection, the lowest of the atmospheric heavens attached to the earth. Huh? There's a difference. And when you have joined others in a fraternity to do these things, then you have begun the second resurrection. But let's go back up here to 6 real quick. Let's go down here to 6 real quick. That's why we don't have Jehovah's kingdom here on earth. I asked, have you learned? I asked, have you built it? Book of Discipline, chapter 6. Oh man, look at this. Of Jehovah and his kingdom on earth. It's me and you, faithers. Huh? We really the first niggas, man. Y'all some of the most blessed people. You don't understand how special you are. You are the beginning foundations of to break up the religious dogma, the false gods that have almost eradicated our people at many points. Huh? You are the first ones to come out of the blinders since the time of Yeshua. Huh? We've been under the God spell, folks. Do you think it's any coincidence that we haven't seen the Nazarene and the seen communal structure since when? The time of Yeshua. We hear about them in the time of Apollonius, but we don't see them anymore. After the first, second century, we don't even hear about them. We only hear them in the writings of philosophers from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, on through the 17th century. Oh man, apply yourself to the understanding of the spirit of my discourse. Oh, hold on. Oh, I meant 7. Gotta go to 7. God shows the difference between the religion of the past and of the present. Huh? Or was I supposed to go to 6? Yeah. So have you learned? Let me get down here. I'll show some real quick. Get back to this. Right here. Chapter 9. Book of Discipline. This is communal living. They was asking, why? Why haven't we started? I asked, have you learned? Have you begun to build? Right here. Let's go. This is chapter 9 of discipline. Book of discipline. God shows who he is and who is not prepared to enter Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Whoever has said, I have searched my heart and mind, and now before Jehovah I desire to live a higher life. I desire to put away my selfishness, passions, sentiments of unrighteousness, and unclean thoughts and words. Who's he? Huh? We're talking about who is not prepared and who is prepared to enter Jehovah's kingdom here on earth. And he say, have you said to yourself that you desire to put away selfishness? Have you done that yet? Passions. Have you done that yet? Sentiments of unrighteousness and unclean thoughts and words. Are you here truly, for real? Be real to yourself, because you ain't definitely not fooling me. Huh? Have you said to yourself, I desire more to serve, others than myself? Have you said it for real? Did you mean it? I don't care. Did you mean it? Did you say it? Did you do it? And yet you ask me, where is ours? Why we ain't got our own? As I like some of this Wakanda forever, this thing is burning like, I think it's hitting me. Have you said, though, to yourself, I desire more to serve others than myself? Has that level of creator woke up in you yet? I desire no possessions. Uh-oh. Y'all gonna have a problem with this. No preference over another, nor to be a leader or a chief. Uh-oh. That ego gonna get in the way. Are you past it? Are you bigger than your lower self? Are you bigger than your shaitan? A man who is rised above his earthly passion is ISU, huh? Or in the esoteric terms, the male is turning female, the female is turning male, huh? What they don't understand is they are at that point negative and positive, and hence in creation, or at the point of creation, huh? People want what they want, they like what they like. Can you say you have no preference over another? How many of y'all really do want to be the leader? Who want to be the big guy or the chief? I wish to discipline myself, not to speak of myself. Who is he? The very first God looked around, Septantes, looked around his kingdom. After it was time for him to get on and get gone, he looked around his kingdom and he said, who is the highest raised angelic being here in the heavens with us? I want to make him the next God. And they looked and they tallied up the stats. And what did they look at majorly? What did they look at majorly as the reason why they put this being whose name is Hacha, and is the reason and the understanding that the Rastafarians pray to Jah today. Because understand that the Rastafarian, the Nyabingi man, the Bobo Shanti man, understands and knows the difference between the I and I, the Jehovih, right? And Selassie or Rastafari, the thing you look up to, the thing you can become. They understand the difference between the man and the creator, right? I wish to discipline myself, not to speak of myself, but look, they found the highest requirement that they was looking for the next God, or the very first God in tech, or which means the second God to come behind the very first. The very first God in tech, TEK, or second, was chosen because he did the best at not speaking of himself. Huh? Let's go look at hold on. We'll come back to this. Well, let me mark my let me go look at my let me go look at my book of certainties. Watch this. Let me get up in here. Certainties one more time. Make sure everything is working right. Okay. Let's get this up. All right. 33, 9, and 5. Let's turn it up just a little bit. Let you vibe just a little bit. Let me go over it. Remember, and you go right back to the book of this. Watch this here. Told you. Here we go. This is the book of 7 5:22. I commanded Jehovih, I have summoned you here, O Ajah. For a long time I have known you. 7 knew Ajah, even on other worlds. Of all virtues in man. Right? Let's go ahead and turn the knockdown a little bit. Get right back into the build. Right? He said, I even knew you on other worlds. So they've been knowing each other. Of all virtues in man, which stand highest, which is never to mention one's self. Of all virtues in man, all of them. So this number one. Of all virtues in man, which stand highest, which is never to mention oneself. That is the highest of virtues. What they say about Ajah. You excel all others in my kingdom. This is the very first God of the heavens and earth. 7 from the first arc cycle of Wayne. 75,000 years to 72,000 years ago. In the first 3,000 years of the very first arc cycle. He said, your labels for the general upraising of Hored, or the first heavens, excel all others. Look at why they choosing him. God summoned Ajah, right? The very second God of earth. While Sethantes, being the overall archangel or archon of the arc cycle, the God sitting on the throne in his stead for periods of time called times and half times, or 200 and 400 years. The very first one is Ajah, but why they choose him? Because of all virtues in man. Remember, this is an angel, so remember, men are angels. God, Lord are ranks of angels. So if we talking about angels, why they talking about the virtues of man affecting angels? Because angels are men. Of all virtues in man, which stands highest, which is never dimensions oneself, you excel all others in my kingdom. That's the highest. Your labors for the general upraising of Horeb excel all others. For this reason, you are preferred and chosen by the Creator, Jehovah, to be my assistant while I am here. And in my absence, to be my very God. Right? So this is God sitting another angelic being in the chief seat, being his what? Assistant. But sitting in his absence to be my or the very true God in the Father's name, not in his name, not in the very first God Septon's name. Hajjah said, this being the will of Jehovah, proceed. So God, Septon, struck the gavel, and the holy council rose to their feet. God said, in Jehovah's name, not in my name, not in Christ's name, Buddha, Brahma, Hura, Anu, not in Marduk, not in Baal, not in Ashtoreth, not in Zeus, not in Apollo, not in Cernunnos, not in the Dragon Twins, not in Vishnu, not in Shiva. Huh? But in Jehovah, wow. In the Creator's name, I salute you. Hajjah, God of Tech, meaning second, or this could be equated to junior or the second. Tech is also the number 2 in the early panic name, in the early panic language. The number 2 is Tech, right? To hold dominion in Horeb, come forward and receive my throne for my Father's sake. This is God saying his Father. The marshals then conducted Hajjah to the foot of the throne, and God came down and took his hand and led him up. And as they were going forth, a light as golden fire came down from the firmament above, sent by the kingdoms high exalted. And God and Hajjah were covered over and illuminated. Yeah. Why they picking? Because of all virtues in man which stand highest, which is never to mention oneself. What we find right here, Book of Discipline. Who is that? Book of Discipline. And 9. Book of Discipline. And what we find here, showing the correlation, showing the oneness, the symmetry in the Creator. Like my brother say, precept upon precept, we can show this is why. And this should also give you cheer, Faithers, to show you that if you do keep it up, even you can be and will be true God of the earth, or even one of the higher Etherian heavens one day. Even you, will attain to the Godhead. I wish to discipline myself not to speak of myself. This is why. So when you ask why, where's our land? Where's all our, when are we gonna, have you disciplined yourself not to speak of yourself? I would learn to speak truth only. I would learn to be affiliative. That means to get along. That means create a gang. I desire to do good to others continually. Have you learned? I long for association. I get it. I get it. I get why the question. But have you learned, builder? Have you learned, destroyer? I will not criticize any person or censure them or find fault with them. I will conform to the rights and discipline of fraternity. But have you learned the rights and discipline of the fraternity? Have the foundation been built? Before you try to put up the building, have you built the foundation? A foundation built on shaky ground won't land. It won't stand, excuse me. But a foundation built on the creator, the unshakable, the unmovable, the quickener, the first, the last, the destroyer, the all lover, one built on him is a solid foundation. And once you learn to get in touch and listen to your creator, you find in time he is the only stable foundation in all creation. Only he doesn't change. Your daddy is cold. The nigga cold. Jaja the coldest. I will conform to the rights and the disciplines of fraternity. But you don't have rights and disciplines yet, do you? But yet you asking. This nagged at me all day. I had to get this out. I will fulfill my covenants with the Creator with all my wisdom and strength. They say it. They talk it. How many are doing it? I renounce the unorganized world. I renounce Uzians, or the world's people. I consecrate myself to the Creator, Jehovah, Hego Quim. I give up all to him. Can you let it go? When it's time to open up that bank account and they say, yeah, we're going to do the right thing. Can you let it go? Will your greed kick in? I will give up all to him. Are you here yet? Ask yourself, could you grab the alms bowl for a year? Could you live amongst the poor? But what is the outcome to consecrating yourself to Jehovah? Giving up all to him. It is the bringing of the kingdom where there is no high, there is no low. Everybody got it because everybody doing for somebody else. Guess what? We can't lose. This is what the misunderstanding of what they call free energy. This is true commerce. Doing to get done. This is reciprocal. Huh? This is lower to higher, higher to lower. This is as above, so below. This is share alike. Huh? Are you there yet? Have you learned? What I do from this time forward shall be by and through the fraternity in his name creator. Who coming with Jehovih? Who coming with Eoah? Who coming with the great Eolin? Huh? Who coming with Ego Quim? Huh? Then that man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. So ask yourself, he said, look yourself through your Creator's eyes. Ask yourself the question, why ain't he here? And just like a good father, just like a good neighbor, he'll tell you, because you ain't built it. That's the only reason it's not here. You ain't made it real. Check to see what's in the chat. Kizzy. She Brew, Angelic. All right. Let's keep going. What I do from this time forward shall be by and through the fraternity in his name. Who name? Then that man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. What? It's going to be in the Father's name. But you ask these boys, what's their father name? They're going to say God, El Elyon, Yahweh, making a deity of the Creator. Huh? Because then they'll turn around and tell you they seen him on a throne, sitting next to another nigga, smoking tweed. Jesus on the side talking about, I bet I can hit this 10 or 4. But the man who renounced the unorganized world, who renounced the world's people, who consecrates himself to Jehovah and gave up all to him to trust in who we call the chiefs, the rabbis, the fathers of the community, those people who chose, became chosen, and then what are they? What do they become? That man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. But those who say the following are not prepared to enter the kingdom. Ask yourself, have you said these things? Be real. And then ask yourself, well, when you also said, when is the kingdom coming? When we gonna move? Think about this. These are the people not ready. Have you ever said to yourself, I want a home in this kingdom for comfort's sake and where I may lead an easy life? I desire this because I shall have the opportunity to improve myself. Have you thought? Has this been one of your thoughts? I desire this place because I shall have the opportunity to improve myself. Have you asked for a home with all the amenities for comfort's sake, where you may lead an easy life? I desire this because I cannot care for myself and I wish to be cared for. Huh? That the work be done by others. Because you in a community, the high carry the low. But the low must in turn turn around and do their part. But have you, or do you know you can't take care of yourself? And this is why you ask. Be for real with yourself. Don't ask Cosmon to get up here and sugarcoat nothing for you. We gonna be for real with it. See, we gotta know this stuff. Why? So we can practice it. Huh? Are you thinking about this land and this great place to be, right? When you ever thought about it, when you thought about putting it together, did you ever ask yourself, or did a thought ever come to you? I want to do this because this is a place where I can shirk my responsibilities. Well, a little bit of this can go on another brother, and I can spread it out. This weight that I've been carrying all these years. Huh? Did you think of that for real? Be real with yourself, because you can't fool me. I don't care what you believe. I care what you're willing to do. Show me. Don't talk me to death about your love, Jaja, but you don't love my babies as much as you love your babies. Don't talk me to death. You ain't willing to put it on the turf for my babies, just like you'll put it on for your babies. You ain't ready. Weigh this matter, old man, with yourself and be your own judge as to whether you are prepared in heart and soul. Ask yourself. This is why Creator brought this to me today, gave me this vibe today, because the question was asked, but then you didn't ask yourself. This ain't no finger pointing at nobody. You dig what I'm talking about? This is for everybody. Love it, like it, take it. I don't give a damn. The Father's work will be done. And you gonna be here or you not gonna be here. What does it matter to me? Don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me. Neither flatter yourself that you can come in unprepared. Have you prepared? Have you learned? What? And not be discovered. Don't think you can slick niggas, because Jehovah already teaches. And look at the guys you around. Me, Sheila, Maccabee, the bronze shows of the world. You dig what I'm talking about? Scrupulous. Scrupulous about our acts. You think you're going to slick us? Get by it? Oh, it's going to happen. In this lifetime. In my lifetime. Huh? But are you ready? Have you prepared? Huh? What Creator say? Neither flatter yourself, nigga, that you can come in here unprepared and not be discovered. You can't trick nobody. You can't get one over. Ain't gonna be no half-stepping. Because for sooner or later, your innermost thoughts will become known. And the fraternity will not be your place. What? Are you ready? Have you prepared? Huh? Are you ready? Have you prepared to put away flesh? Huh? What they say? To put away flesh food is easy. But to put away dark thoughts and words, who can do this in a day? Huh? This is why. Because when you do the right thing long enough, it becomes a habit. So to cut the meat out, that's the easy part. And we see it as the hardest part. Look what he's saying, that's the easy part. But to not think like a carnivorous man, war. To not think like a greasy ass, do you down dirty ass nigga. But to think constantly on doing good. Who can do that in a day? So don't be in a rush. It's all coming to light. But remember, this world is very, very, very dark. It's all coming, y'all. It's all coming. We see the Essenes. Right? Hold on. Let's go. Am I spelling it right? Yeah, I'm spelling it. What'd he tell you? Doctrine of Joshua, you shall dwell in families and communities in the manner of the ancient Israelites who held all things in common. But look at the key. And in as much as you do these services to one another, so do you serve Jehovah. What y'all gotta understand is this is the key. The service done unto others. Imagine a community where 100% of the people, minus the children, right? But even they have a role to play because they are your next generation, right? But imagine 100% of the people doing 100% of the work for the people. That eradicates war, that eradicates homelessness, that eradicates the capitalistic society that holds you down and holds you back, because there is no high, there is no low. Everybody got it. All your needs are met. So now it's time to advance spiritually, When it is that you ain't busting your hump on a 9 to 5 every day, but you're busting your hump 9 to 5, doing 90% of the work for other people all day, because you already know that 100% of what you would be worried about is already done for you. Ain't no electricity bill. Ain't no water bill. Ain't no worry about going to the store getting your groceries. We grow our groceries. Huh? Ain't no word about if you can let your babies out at night. Huh? Ain't no word about somebody coming in your home. Huh? Ain't no robbers. Ain't no dope dealers. Ain't no pimps. It's only the Creator. And if you keep that focus, everything works. Why? Because as much as you do these services to one another, so do you serve the Creator, which means what? What does that mean? That means you can't fail. Listen. Behold only the virtues and wisdom in your neighbor. His faults you shall not discover. His matters are with the Creator. Do not call on the name of any God. This is why we keep our foot on their neck. Look at what Yeshua telling them. What Zarathustra told him. What Abram told him. What Poe told him. What Brahma told him. What Moses told him. What Sakaya told him. What Chinese told him. Do not call on the name of any God or Lord in worship, but only your Creator. Huh? But this you can't err. Huh? He is sufficient for all his creation. His matters are with his Creator. Do not call on the name of any God or Lord in worship. Who you praising in that Bible? You don't even know. What's his name, nigga? Who are the Elohim, nigga? Who is El Adonai? What is mama naming? But worship Jehovah only. With this, you are safe. With this, you can't fail. And when you pray, let it be in this manner. Listen, because you done heard this before. It's been twisted around. They took your brother, the Messiah, huh? Yeshua, they took his words and they twisted everything. Everything they told you was a lie. It's real. Everything they told you was real, like Jesus, is a lie. Listen, Jehovah, this should sound real familiar. Who rules in heaven and earth, hallowed be your name. And reverend among men, sufficient for me is my daily bread. And as much as I forgive those who trespass me, so forgive me. And make me steadfast to shun temptation. For all honor and glory are yours. Worlds without end, huh? They call this the Lord's Prayer. Taught by Yeshua. Huh? Look what he's telling you. Have you learned this? You wonder why you ain't got it? Have you got back to the Mosaic Law? Have you got back to the law Yeshua is bringing back to you? That he got from the big homie Abram, who he got from OG Papa, one of the cornerstones of faithism. Zarathustra. Huh? Have you learned to visit the sick and the distressed, the helpless and blind, to relieve them, to provide the widow and the orphan, and to keep yourself unspotted before men? These are the way of redemption. You shall take no part in the governments of men. They don't want to hear this. But I'm telling you how to beat white supremacy. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna get it or you ain't gonna get it. But I'm gonna tell it to you. All men are children of one Father. Look at this. Oh, we got many mothers. We only got one Father. Jah. Huh? And whoever chooses him, listen. We are all men. All men are the children of one Father who is Jehovih, the Creator. And whoever chooses him, the Creator, and keeps his commandments, the Creator's commandments, is his chosen. So you got to choose Creator. This is why it's here. This is why it's not here yet. But is it? Remember, is it time? Have you prepared? Have you learned? Y'all been looking for the chosen. That's one of the key problems that the Israelites have about the book, or one of the greatest worries that they have about the book. They looking for the chosen. Huh? Well, here's your chosen right here. The chosen are the people who choose the Creator. Have you chose? Or are you still praising Lord and God? Men, deities, deified upon heaven and earth, when true God never asks for your lowly praise. All men, some of them, the black ones, the white ones, the Aborigines. No. Gotta be the Africans, because they say the Africans is first nigga in some people. No, all men are children of one Father. Think about it. This is your idea of panspermia. This is your simu. How? Because you come from one source. Who is your Father? Who is your Creator? How do you prove that? Look at creation. Look at yourself. Because he is the all person, he gave you a personage. You the only you there ever going to be. No, Mother Earth was not a ratchet. Didn't they tell you she was a virgin? Nigga, mama was a virgin, nigga. Huh? All men are the children of one Father, who is Jehovah, and whoever chooses Jehovah, whoever chooses the Creator, whoever chooses Ormaz, the Master of all light, and keeps his commandment, is his chosen, to preserve the seed. Oh, watch be so cold, right? It not only tell you how to cohabitate, watch me tell you how to brush your teeth. This thing cold. To preserve the seed of his chosen. Who is chosen? The faithless. Those who practice the order of the faithless. Israelites. Those who practice the order of the faithless. The Ameta Shabbat. O Veda. O Tien. O Hanga. You shall only wed with the chosen. Why? True God is here to build a new race upon the planet. You the start Y'all, Jesus told you that the kingdom was at hand. Y'all never stopped and thought, whose hand? Must be mine. The kingdom start with you. You ask why you don't have your own. Have you started with yourself? Have you learned? Do not contend with any man for opinion's sake, nor for any earthly thing. And let your speech be for others' joy. Or do not open your mouth. Huh? If your words will give pain. So when they call you a witch, huh? When they call you apostate, first of all, laugh at them because that's stupid. And you don't even know how that a witch is more in touch with the creator than you are. Because if you was, you'd be doing the same thing they do, interacting with the spirits. But they pure, and their source is on, and you are stuck where you at, lowly and unripe, looking for help. You ask why, but I ask, have you learned? Therefore, be considerate with your speech, teaching others by gentleness and love to be respectful towards all men. I got stiff neck people. So sometimes you got to be cut and dry with them. You got to be respectful. You try in gentleness and love. But sometimes you got to pop that ass. Tell them to sit their ass down and listen. Ain't that what a good father would do? Didn't it say to look at yourself as in the eyes of the creator? Preserve the sacred days of the rabbis. Have you learned? And the rites and ceremonies of Emet Shafar. This is the Emet Shafar, the doctrine. Have you learned? Many of y'all was serving a month ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago. Y'all was just serving Sabbath on the Saturdays. So don't try to point no fingers. You did what I'm talking about. Many of y'all was using the Gregorian calendar, the Julian calendar, the so-called Enochian calendar, trying to find a Sabbath using the sun. So don't be trying to, beast up on somebody now that you know now, because none of y'all using the moon. None of y'all was using the lunar cycle. All y'all was duped since the time of Hillel. What? For 3 years, at the age of 33, where in the biblical tale, Jesus dies, we find at 33, Yeshua is traveling among the Israelites, preaching and restoring the ancient doctrines of Moshe. And look, and they were gathered in groups of 10s, 20s, and 50s, creative, gang, more than 2,000 Israelites of the ancient order of Moses. Who are these people? Essene. Who are these people? Nazarene. Who are these people? It's you who became steadfast followers of the teachings of Yeshua. And because of the persecution by the the Jews, who they keep telling you You are and they are you, but know they usurped your history. You were never of the Sanhedrin. You were never of the Sadducees or the Pharisees. But those raised up by Elias, they thought he was calling out Elijah's name, on the so-called cross. But remember, these were Greek speakers listening to a man speak Aramaic. So he called out the name of his angelic host. Elias, Elias. He said, man, he calling out for Elias. He calling out for Elijah. Ain't that what the story say? He got up there and cried, Elias, Elias, and they converted as God, God. But when you find out Elias is Pharaoh, because of the persecution by the who? The apostate Jews, they kept themselves aloof from the world. Are you ready to be aloof? Are you ready to be on your own? Are you ready to grow your own food? Are you ready to breed your own dogs? Are you ready to breed your own horses? You got your heirloom together? You got your water cleaning system together? Are you ready? Have you prepared? Because the true faith, real Israelites, kept themselves aloof from the world. That means we got to get out the cities. And they had signs and passwords. So what? Correct. They had passwords. They hit you up with the C's and the B's. They threw a mudra at you. It showed you the sign of triple darkness. Or it showed you the sign of co-creator or procreation. He showed you the sign of expansion. You want me to show you the sign of expansion? Check this real quick. You think it's a joke? The sign of expansion. Samudra. Even the big dog Capulia. Even the big dog Capulia got down with the signs and the password. It was like, nigga, how we supposed to know, nigga, who you say you was? So they hit him, what's that you from, cuz? And then he said, Rich Rose 30 Crip, cuz, let me show you this shit about this Jaja shit, boy. And he went back there and he hit him up. And they said, oh, yeah, you one of them. Who was persecuting you? Didn't nobody else know where you was. You were so aloof. Nobody knew. But somebody who could be kin to you, somebody that knew where you was looking, knew where to look for you at. So you're cutting them, the Jews, those people, the Leviticans, those who needed a law, a written book to teach you how to be Israel, to teach them how to be you or the real Israelite. Them niggas, the ones who went into captivity, the ones that went into war, the ones that had a kingdom, the ones that said better a king than Jehovih. Those supposedly walking in a desert for 40 years who knew the Creator not. These guys. Huh? But what you do, you kept yourself aloof from the world, having signs and passwords by which they knew one another. First the god Baal, and after him Thoth, a different Thoth, huh? Inspired the kings and rulers against these faiths. This isn't Thoth Gabriel. This is a different Thoth, who ended up coming to rule in Egypt later under the Nubian kings, because they were the Kushti, Zarathustrians, who had migrated from northern India, Elam region, from the Kush region, the region of the Magi's, right? The Magi's are the Kush. The Kush are the Magi's. How do we know? Why do they call them Kush or Kushti? Is because they wore the Kushti of the Zarathustrian. The Magi of the Kush wore the Kushti, which is the garb of the Zarathustrian. The Kush are the Magi. The Nubian king, the 200-year, roughly 250-year. Watch this. I want to say this is in the book of the Arkaban. Hold on, let me get my thing together. Watch this. What's wrong with mine? That ain't going crazy. Hold on. Let's get this one more time. Let me get this under control, because this thing is tripping. Let me get up. I want to say it might be the book of Esdras. It's either the book of Esdras or the Arkaban. Beat rocking. Let me go down here. Let me see if I can open up this other. Let me see if, hold on, y'all. Okay. Maybe I should close some of these out. Maybe. Maybe I should close some of these out. Maybe it'll work faster. Okay. All right. Okay. Uh, to it. Damn, my old Wasby is tripping. All right. I got to close that out, y'all. Let's go into this other thing then. Go into the drive and open up the personal OWASP. Okay. All right. This is crazy. But it's in, let me look at this. There was a time where Luamon, right, was in dire war, right, with the god Baal, who had usurped many names at this period, but one of the major names he had usurped and was the god of at the time was Rome, and under the name Zeus. The false god Baal, right, was shown to be the creator himself in many instances, was in sore peril, in dire straits. Luamon was fighting against Baal and his warrior angels, right? I believe it's not too far from here. Well, the false god Baal gets into and is getting whooped on, or excuse me, Baal is whooping on false god Luamon in many places in the earth. And he being frustrated by Baal and his tactics in heaven and in earth. So at the time, the false god Luamon, who assumed to be at this time the Holy Ghost, they're going to talk about, called upon one of his brothers or one of his triune gods, right? He called on one of his triune gods. Kabbalah of India, falsely known as Buddha, one of the four heads of the false beast religion. Luamon calls upon him, like, look, man, this dude Baal is going crazy out here. He mashing shit. You're supposed to be my brother. You dig what I'm talking about? And we supposed to be helping each other. Remember we put this whole Father, Son, Holy Ghost thing together, you know what I mean? Me and you supposed to be my dog. I back you up, you back me up. But we see Buddha replying to him. We see Buddha replying to him. Saying, yeah, you did what I'm talking about. You my nigga and all. You did what I'm talking about. But shit, had you handle your motherfucking business better, partner, you would be in the straits that you in. You know what I mean? So, it's cool. You dig what I'm talking about, but you got a nice little piece of land over there in Egypt. You know what I mean? I can loan you these warrior angels, but what you gonna give me? And Luamon was so desperate at the time. Now, mind you, his main heaven was over Egypt at the time. If I'm not mistaken, called Haraktu. Let me see. Oh, this Osby was working. You get what I'm talking about? Let me get this. Let me. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. I knew it was in Escrow. It was either Escrow or Arkaban. I told y'all, here we go. All right, this is chapter 31. Well, actually, 41. All right. Let's start at 14. Right? Showing you that this is a different thought. Right? And that this guy come with the people. These people end up in time being called the Cush or the Nubians, right? And set up their own dynastic rule in Egypt at this time, circa 650-ish, 600-ish, down to the time where Alexander comes back and exerts control over the whole thing. Alexander being impressed or obsessed or guided by Luamon in 332 BC when they come back and take Egypt. But until that time, and for over 200 years, the Nubians, the Cushites, the Cushite, the Magi of the East, God under Buddhism, Brahmanism, the Buddhists, really Zoroastrians in practice. You did what I'm talking about? But praisers of the gods, of the Buddha gods. This is why the gods of the Kushti are not, or the Kushites and the Nubians are not the gods of the Egyptians. They were a whole different people who came from a whole different region. But let's show why. This is the book of Esther. 41. And let's start with 14. Right? Ball. Right? Big badass ball. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's get ball up here. Let's get ball. Let's get a picture of ball up here. Oh. Okay, let me close all that out. Hold on 1 second. Open this back up. Oh. Okay, let's read it then. I wanted to show it to you on the screen, but my online OWASP acting a little stupid. Oh Lord. Am I still up here, y'all? They didn't kick me totally off the goddamn screen. Wow, am I still up? I can't see anything. Okay, here we go. Let's get back to. Well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, here we go. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, I can see y'all now. I couldn't see nothing for a second. It was all messed up. Okay. Let me close this out. Okay. There we go, y'all. We back at it. So we just gonna have to get it out the mud. You dig what I'm talking about? Back into the book. Right? See how quickly when you used to use in the book, you dig what I'm talking about? It's actually kind of quicker because I kind of know where the thing is in the story. So you kind of know where in the story or the book a certain thing is, and it's able to. It's easier for me to go back into the book than for some reason with the online Owaspi, right? Well, listen, let me show you the Thoth bringing these people in. Not Thoth Gabriel, who works for Luamong at the time, the false Christ, the so-called Holy Ghost of the Bible, the one who inspired Ezra to write Tanakh, huh? Then inspired Ptolemy Soter after he came back over and took his heaven, because at this time, what's going on? Getting his ass whooped by Baal. He called out to his so-called brother man. His brother man said, what you gonna do for me? You dig what I'm talking about? And here we go. Baal now established two more heavenly kingdoms, one over Jerusalem and one above the Apennine Mountains, off from Roma. These are the Alps in the north of Rome, right? In Europe, in ancient Hellenistic. You dig what I'm talking about? Off from Roma, to Rome. And in the latter kingdom, which he called Arcoli, he made an alliance with the Hindu gods. So Baal in Rome is making alliances with the Indian gods, right? So Buddha and his compadres, who they sneaking back and forth, messing with Baal, and Baal got in with Buddha on one end and his gods, and going against his so-called triune brother Luamong, aka the false Christ, on the other hand. So look at the underhand works of the so-called Trinity gods: Christ, Buddha, and Brahma. Watch. Who ran the overseer of the Indian gods? Kabbalactus, aka Buddha. Watch this. And he made an alliance with the Hindu gods, the Indian gods, the Hindu gods, and escaped. Right? He made an alliance with the Indian gods that escaped from their own heavenly regions and fled to the mortal city of Rome. And near Athena, or Athens, he founded a sub-kingdom of 500 million angels and made an alliance with the gods that escaped from the Brahmin kingdoms. Huh? Oh yeah, you didn't know the Indian gods and the Chinese gods were in Rome. Huh? I like a big fat flipper team. You dig what I'm talking about? Blowing on some of this root beer. This shit crazy. So in the wars between Buddha and Brahma, Kabbalactus and the false gods, or the triune gods against themselves and other false gods, some of these angelic hosts of the false gods or the triunes get overturned or usurped from their heavenly regions, and they cut with Baal. And he made an alliance with the gods that escaped from the Brahmin kingdoms. In this emergency, right, Luamon, the triune God of the Holy Ghost, the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, who he assumed to be, beheld with fear and trembling. This is your biblical God. The one that told you, yeah, I'm the Lord, I'm a man of war. This is him. The one that inspired Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. This him. The one that's going to have whoremongers and dogs and murderers around this kingdom. After y'all wait 1,000 years. After you was in the grave 1,000 years. At the end of your Bible. This guy, look at him. Trembling in fear. This the guy that you don't know his name? This the guy who has a name across his head and across his thigh you do not know? This the guy that's convinced you he gonna kill everybody except 144,000 niggas? Ball on his ass. Look at it. With the triune God Luamon beheld with fear and trembling when he started getting all these extra spirits in. His formidable enemy, Ball. And so he determined to send to who? Buddha for assistance. Thus he solicited to him with. This is what, so what they're saying is, Ball smashing shit. And whether it's Ball going against the Brahmins, or Ball going against the Buddhists, or the Buddhists and the Brahmins going against each other, right? Many of the Brahmin gods and many of the Vedic gods, or the Hindustan gods, were getting overthrown in their kingdom. Ball brought them all in. Set up a sub-kingdom over Athens, over 500 million angelic warrior beings. That's like the boys up the block. You beefing with the boys up the block. They didn't call the crew from around the world now. You know what I mean? It used to be only 10 niggas. Now you look up on the block, they have 100 niggas deep. Everybody strapped. Right? So Luamon worried. So he write to Buddha. Kabbalactus, his boy. The triune God. It's me. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, my nigga. You dig what I'm talking about? So he wrote to him. Look what he said. He said to the triune. Now this is Luamon, the false Christ, writing to Kabbalactus, the false Buddha. Right? To the triune, the holy Buddha, son of the Holy Ghost. Greeting in love and majesty. By the power of the triunes are we sworn to each other. Look at him. Reminding him, nigga, you supposed to be my dog. To establish the Holy Ghost in heaven and earth, by which confederacy we are three gods, powerful above all other gods. Now behold, Baal, the most fiendish of all gods, wages war against our holy doctrines in all the regions of my heavenly kingdom and on my dominions of the earth also. So Baal going at all three of them. He ain't holding up nobody. This is why I said, you know, it'll be dope to meet the true gods, man, but it'll be dope to meet Anu. It'll be dope to meet Baal, the false OC, Luamon. Also Thoth Gabriel, because Thoth Gabriel was a gangster. You dig what I'm talking about? It'd be interesting to see these guys' points of view. You know what I mean? Now he's saying, look, Baal, the most fiendish of all gods, waged war against our holy doctrines in all regions of my heavenly kingdoms and on my dominions of the earth also. But my forces in heaven and earth need reinforcement. And I come to thee, according to our original compact, asking thee for 1,000,000,000 angel warriors or 1,000,000,000 angel warriors. Paul just got 500,000,000 more. He said, yeah, I need 1,000,000,000. Right? So writing the Buddha, remember. By messenger, Luamong sent this to Buddha, who answered him as following to wit. It is said that great trials are the making of angels and mortals. I need my host for my own purposes. Nevertheless, if thou wilt cede Egypt to me, if you will leave Egypt, where your heavenly kingdom is, you know you got ball right next door in Jerusalem, nigga. He not playing with you. You know you need these angels, nigga. Huh? You better get these people their money. So if you cede Egypt to me, get up out of there. You did what I'm talking about? We'll see. You watch this. But if you will cede Egypt to me, thou shalt have the army thou askest for the space of 100 years. Watch this. Now, Buddha then told Christ, nigga, you got to leave Egypt, nigga. You know what I mean? What you gonna give me? And if you do give them to me, nigga, you got to give it and give it back. And I want Egypt for 100 years. Now, in this time, right, from roughly 430 to circa 330 BC, that 100 years, we find Kushite rulers in Egypt, right? And this is also the time in the record, right? Pre-Septuagint. This is right after Tanakh had been inspired. Maybe 10 to 15 years after Tanakh had been inspired. Actually written. It was compiled in 496. But they say it took about 44 years to complete. So, but then 20 to 15 years after that, we are in this time 430 BC to 330 BC. And then it is this time we find a shift in the actual praise of the God written in the stones, showing the Cushitic dynasty. And during this time we find Thoth worship again. During this time in the historical record, we find Thoth worship, and this is the time where Thoth was truly deified a third time, becoming Trismegistus. Right? This is the 100 years of Kushite rule, circa 430 to 330 BC. Right? Watch this. Thou shalt have the army thou askest for if you cede Egypt to me for the space of 100 years. Insulting as was this proposal, Luamong was obliged to accede to it, or to have his kingdom destroyed by Baal. Accordingly, such an alliance was entered into, and so Luamong, aka your Lord God, aka now the usurper of El Adonai, Yahweh, El Elyon. You dig what I'm talking about? And all the names of the Hebrew God, he is the usurper, written in the Levitican text, or those of the Hebrews and the Jews, right? Accordingly, such an alliance was entered into, and so Luamon removed his heavenly city. Look at this. He moved it where he put it. Hmm? Luamon moved his heavenly city, Hapsindi. That's the name of his heavens in the lower regions. Westward. He was in Egypt. He moved westward and cast it over Numidia. Hmm? And immediately thereafter, Buddha, listen, established a heavenly kingdom in Egypt and called it Salonia, giving its management into the keeping of who? Thoth. Not Thoth Gabriel, working for Luamong at the time, because right now, the dude who's doing all the fighting is really Thoth Gabriel, right? In the name of Luamong, son of the Holy Ghost, right? He moved it over Numidia. And immediately thereafter, Buddha established a heavenly kingdom in Egypt and called it Salonia, giving its management into the keeping of Thoth, the Bershan, an angel so named because he was cunning or wise like a fox. Hmm? You see the deification? This is why even in the movie Gods of Egypt, they showed Thoth as the god of intelligence. It was during this time, even though Thoth was deified back before, it is this time in history that we get it repeated to us. This is the time of Asclepius. This is the time of Hermes, quote. This is the time of Trismegistus, Thoth worship, again in Egypt, 430 to 330 BC. And who brought these people in? These are Buddha's people. With these additional forces, Luamong now renewed the assault on Baal on every side, even more violently in his heavenly places than on the earth. And it came to pass that Luamong routed Baal from his heavenly kingdom and from his sub-kingdoms also. But he did not capture him or subdue him. And the angels of Luamong obtained Jerusalem and Athena. Uh-huh. So that begs to ask a question. Did Athens fall at any time during the 400 to 330 BC? Now this is Luamong fault. This is Luamong talking. Hold on. right? That's why I got that working. Just keep on going. And it came to pass that Luamon Raleigh Ball, and from his sub kingdoms also, but he did not capture him or subdue him. And the angels of Luamon obtained Jerusalem and Athena. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Yeah. And it came to pass, right? And the angels of Luamon obtained Jerusalem and Athens. Okay. All right. All right. Trying to show y'all in history, right around 393 BC, excuse me, that Rome gets beat up a bit. Rome get beat on a little bit. This computer going a little slow. You know what I'm saying? So had to close that out. Good. BC. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Well, and the angels of Luamon obtained Jerusalem and Athens, or Athena, besides 200 small cities with their oracle houses and temples also. And Luamon's angel warriors took possession of them so they could answer the oracles, the magicians, and priests in their own way. All still maintained an army of 3,000 million angel warriors. And he established himself in the city of Roma or Rome and Hyades. That is Byzantium or Constantinople. Look at this. Yeah. In the time of Maximinius fighting against Constantine, he comes up to Persian, Byzantine, the Persian, Byzantine war or kingdom. You dig what I'm talking about? Maximinius does. He was under Zeus, the old gods, 312 BC, AD, excuse me. Battle of Milvian Bridge. Zeus dominated the old god in Rome and Byzantium or Constantinople once it became Christianized after the beating that Paul took to Luamon where he was thrown in hell by Gabriel. Now when Luamon beheld, but we see the people in a whole heaven and a whole new worship style and praise come in. Though worship come in again, 4:30 to 3:30, or the whole time of the Kushite kings, so-called Nubian kings. You dig what I'm talking about? Now Luamon beheld that the other two triunes, Buddha and Brahma, had taken new names, right? Kabbalactus and Enochisis. The other two triunes, they had taken new names. And that they had gained power thereby, he resolved to adopt for himself the name Lord and God. Who you praise in your Bible? Who you praise? Be real with yourself. Ask yourself, are you under the God spell? You are under the gospel, the God spell, the gospel. Yes, you are. Proof of it is if you ever called the Creator God. Proof you've been duped. But we all been there. But we all waking up now, huh? That's right. And Luamon, the biblical God, the God of Revelation, told you, I'm coming to bring war, not peace. And I got a name on my forehead and on my thigh that you don't know. But I'm telling you, I'm Christ. I am the Lord. I am God. I'm telling you, I'm that. So these are pointers or proofs to who you say you are. But you're telling me you a name I don't know. Well, here's the name you don't know. This is Luamon, the light bringer. Hmm? What does Lucifer mean? The light bearer. Luamon is Christ, is Lucifer. Never stopped and thought why God would tell Satan himself to go down and torment Job. Hmm? Until you understand what a God is, and that this is the false God at the time, Baal. You dig what I'm talking about? And Yahweh at the time, your El Adonai, your Yahweh at the time, until you understand that Satan literally means self, it doesn't make sense why he would set the table for the so-called Satan or his self to kill him, unless you understand that the God is rationing or rationalizing with his self. Remember, Yeshua went in to the desert for 40 days and nights and overcame Shaitan, himself. So until you understand that it's a false God rationalizing, justifying with himself the things that he about to do to Job and his family, it doesn't make sense that the Most High would send Satan to do anything to the person he calling his chosen, let alone set him up and then set the conditions and give the okay for the hit. Until you figure out Satan means self. So when you see the God walking around and Satan is there, yeah, that's because his lower self is talking to himself. Nigga, I'll bet you I can make Joe hold your ass, nigga. Joe do shit. That's my nigga. I'm telling you, that nigga's a hoe. If I put the pressure on that nigga, tell me I can put the pressure on. I'll put the pressure on Joe whole ass. You curse you, nigga. No, man. Let's see then. Let me see. Let me put him in the conditions so you can whop him in the head. There's another murder, another murder, another murder. Just another 187. Hey, biblical God has killed 2.84 million people in 160 skirmishes that he commanded. That's the guy you want to serve. The one that could wake up one morning and tell your next door neighbor to go and kill your kids because he had a dream. And he saw a real angel. That's the guy you want to serve? Really? Right. Look. Now this is Thoth Gabriel. Remember, we just talked about Thoth the Burschen. These Buddhists worshiping, because many of the laws of Zarathustra the Zarathustrian laws were inherited by who? The Indians and the Persians, which we call today Harappians, Buddhists, Brahminists. You dig what I'm talking about? Vedic, Sanskrit, Tamils. You know, the people following the Zarathustrian law, the Magi of this area are the Kushti because they wear the Kushti. So the people of Buddha who came from the northern region, right, in the areas of Bindu, right, came and settled this place, just like the folklore and history of the Kush tell you they did. They told you early that they migrated into and settled what is now called Upper Egypt, down by the lower cataracts of Aswan and all the places like that. Right? What the hell is going on? All right. What we got going on here? Honor and humility. Angelic. Shebrew Roger Washington. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's finish this off and then we can get into some questions and answers real quick. And we'll make this thing quick. Man, damn, it's almost 4 in the morning. Now Luamong beheld that the other two triunes had taken new names falsely, and that they had gained power thereby, and resolved to adopt for himself the names Lord and God. Thoth, his chief warrior angel, fighting against Baal, had said, "This is your Thoth Gabriel, this is your Allah," had said, "Most holy triune, I must give mortals a name to fight for the term Holy Ghost is not potent anymore." So Luamong falsely assumed to be God and the Lord of heaven and earth. And he said to Thoth, "Look, go tell them niggas that I am the same God who wrought wonders for the Israelites." And watch this. Them niggas go fight. Ain't this what he said? Go tell mortals I am the same who wrought wonders for the Israelites. And forsooth, the Israelites will fight for me. And Thoth did this, who he inspired. And furthermore, Luamong inspired Ezra to gather all the records he could to be proof of his labors for the Israelites. This is circa 496. To accomplish this, Thoth employed 700,000 angels to be with Ezra and the numerous scribes whom Ezra employed. I tell you, there's a bunch of scribes with Ezra in the book of Ezra. And by their inspiration were the books of the Ezra Bible, or today what we know as the King James Version, the biblical version, the Bible, written and compiled according to the commandments of Luamong, the guy who just usurped the name God and Lord. Here he is in your Tanakh. And there were thus collected 72 books. Look at this. Even with the Apocrypha right now, you ain't got 72 books. There's some stuff missing. And there were thus collected 72 books. And they were put upon the file in the king's library in Jerusalem, after the manner in which the ancients preserved important records of events. And these books were named by Ezra the Holy Library, or the Holy Bible, the Tanakh, of which 54 remain to this day. So make no mistake about which book we're talking about. You can act like we ain't talking about Tanakh, but You acting like we ain't talking about Bible, but we is. Hmm? But of all these, listen, but of all these, not one book, not Genesis, not Exodus, not Leviticus, not Job, not Ezra, not Numbers, not Nehemiah, not Chronicles, not First and Second Kings, not none of it. What? But of all these, not one book was inspired by the Creator. Look at this. Y'all trying to hold on to that old dead shit. Let the dead die. And then let the dead bury itself. Let the old be old. Let the ancient be for the ancient. Who is new and progressive today? Huh? Good for your people today. So I ask you again, because you asked me, when is it coming? I asked, have you prepared? Have you learned? Jehovah Chronicles, man. But of all these, of your holy Bible, not one book was inspired of Jehovah or his son, true God of the heaven and the earth. Not no Israelite didn't touch it. Ezra wasn't an Israelite. Anybody want that smoke? Ezra wasn't an Israelite. Ezra was a Jew. Ezra wasn't Jew. He wasn't Jew. He was a Jew. Different people. You dig what I'm talking about? You can only tell by what they do. You can't look about how they look. Israelite is a thing done. Huh? Religion is a thing done. Not talked about. Not one book of the whole Bible was inspired of the Creator or his son, true God of heaven and earth. Nevertheless, there were many things within them that were of Jehovah and his angels. Howbeit, though, they were put on record by men and interpreted by me. Who among these things sinneth not? Look at the Creator. He said he ain't saying against the Creator, for he did not make his own name, Luamon, made to be worshipful. What name did he make worshipful? He had Holy Ghost worship. He had Lord and God, and then he goes on later to usurp the title Christ, which means in the Ahamic language, the language of Abram, in the Ahamic, or the language of the oracle, of three meanings. Your cuneiformic text, your pre-Persian, Paleo-Persian text, your Phoenice, spoken by Abram, right? That we get it, we get this broken down through. Look, it's getting late. It's almost 4 in the morning. Cosmo and Cal. Oof. This is communal living, y'all. This is communal living, man. So they ask why. I say, why we don't, or when it's gonna come. I ask, have you prepared? Have you prepared? All praises to the Creator, man. Peace to the righteous God and their Ronnie and goddesses. You dig what I'm talking about? Breathe in, man. Let the light in. Cosmon. Come on.
And oh yeah, put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh,
it's that Jehovih, that chow mein, that pepper bull, that towel mein, since sunset in the arc of Wayne. My brain moving like Tao Sang, so as above, it's so below. That up and that down thing, this flow is atmospheric. I call that a ground game. See, water is knowledge, so if I'm teaching, you're learning. So how your God make a sun without vortexing and current? See, the pattern is ponic, I'm reaching out for my people. Oh, watch me flow through your speakers, you feel the force of the ether. And when the force gets the equal, I'm taking off like an eagle. Police popped the pastor yesterday for pushing put equal. My DNA is Moshe. Mix that thing with higher water. My spirit rate is OTN, it's just a higher order. Got more light than Kavita. Rap a lot just like Tila. Went from sinner to saint. Shout out my big homie Sealer. Got more torque than a sports car. Got more work than a door star. In the 4 million I make, I'm giving the Dr. Umar, oh yeah.
Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah.
Super 7 in my rites and ceremonies. I'm married to Jehovah, holy matrimony. Confucius say, in the words of Caillou, before you hit the tomb, be a bridegroom. Only got one question for Miss Susan B. On how to last Ahuin is now a Angui. Blame my inspiration, I'm just thinking thoughts. But in the way of God's, we gon' keep it short. Why Jesus wanna kill me, Matthew 10:34. Just a couple questions that I'm needing to know. Oh, watch me flow, it's so potent. Set the vortex in motion. Super 7, I'm floating across the Aegean Ocean. Oh, you a Muslim now, so I guess you making salat. Well, I'm an Israelite, I'ma make him at the Shabbat. Got Moses on the bumper, super slap off in my spaceship photosphere. So I stay lit, peace and light to the faith is so yeah.
Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing